The following podcast has been paid for by Perched on the Top Rope.
This is Big Papa Pump. You're listening to Perched on the Top Rope.
Welcome everyone to Perched on the Top Rope. I am your host, former dirt sheet writer Lee Walker, and we are going to talk about what TNA Wrestling has done today. I'm sure as many of you have heard, behind the scenes, TNA has sent out an email, and I'm going to read that email right now. So, here is the email. Departing our leadership team are Ariel Schrenner, Gail Kim, Rob Klingman, and Michael Scholl. I can't pronounce his last name. As a long-term Anthem employee, Ariel has played an important role in growing our Anthem properties. From his work with Fight F Network and most recently his focus on TNA, Ariel has been instrumental in building our storylines and growing our audiences. Gail has had a long and storied career in TNA as both champion wrestler and a part of the TNA leadership team. Gail has a powerful presence in our locker room, supporting our talent and their great performances. On the sales side, Rob Klingman departs as Chief Revenue Officer, and in digital, Michael will be departing the organization April 30th. In addition to these leadership departures, we also say thank you and goodbye to Karen Clevet, Sebastian Destrench, Rami Glazer, and Raphael Morafi. Our company is built on the strength and dedication of our team, and these changes do not diminish the value or the contributions of those affected. Ladies and gentlemen, these people were fired. All right, folks, let's talk about this. Gail Kim has been part of TNA for an extremely long time. She started with the company back in September 6, 2005, made her debut October 8th the following month. Now, she stayed with the company from 2005 to 2007. When her contract expired, she would go back to WWE in 2008 after her contract expired, stays in WWE till 2011, comes back to TNA from 2011 to 2025. Fans, she has spent 17 years in total in TNA/Impact Wrestling. From on-screen to backstage roles, Gail Kim was literally loved by everybody in TNA/Impact Wrestling. Here's how much she did on screen. She is the inaugural TNA/Impact Knockouts champion. She held it 7 times. She is a TNA Knockout Tag Team champion. She won 1 time with Madison Rayne. For the Knockouts, she has won Gauntlet of the Gold in 2007 and in 2016. In 2013, she was Queen of the Knockouts. She won the World Cup for TNA in 2015 with Jeff Hardy, Gunner, Rockstar Spud, Davey Richards, and Crazy Steve. TNA and of the Year award. She was Knockout of the Year in 2007, and she went into the TNA Hall of Fame in 2016. Gail Kim, in her entire career, also ranked number 1 in the top 50 female wrestlers for the PWI Female Top 50 in 2012. She is also a one-time WWE Women's Champion. And she is a Cauliflower Alley Club Women's Wrestling Award winner of 2015. Like I said, Gail Kim is loved by all. This, out of all of the announcements that TNA has made today, this one has been the most shocking. That after 17 years with the company, she was literally rounding up on her 15th year straight with TNA Impact Wrestling. And in 2025, that comes to a close. TNA has fired Gail Kim and the others. Now, I'm sure you're curious who is going to lead some of these positions where people have been fired, and there's already updates as far as some of these are concerned. Ariel, who is the executive producer and head of creative, leaving after many years with Anthem and TNA. Hunter Johnston, aka Delirious, will now take over as head of creative, who also did that same job for Ring of Honor from 2010 all the way up until Tony Khan purchased Ring of Honor in 2022. Now, Tommy Dreamer will be staying on the creative side. He is still there. Now, Gail Kim was talent relations and producing. She'd been a key figure since 2005. Tommy Dreamer will now oversee talent relations. Now it's normal for companies to do shakeups like this, but this is a lot of people behind the scenes at one time to let go. I don't know if TNA is gearing for something bigger since they've been working with WWE NXT. Complete conspiracy theorist would go on to tell you that WWE is going to buy TNA in the long run with this relationship going on. But that would be for a conspiracy theorist, not for me. I'm not sure what's happening here. I think this is just a regular shakeup. Time to try some new things, see what works, what doesn't work. And I'll say this, now would be the time to do it. TNA doesn't have a great TV deal being part of Anthem, which sucks because, I don't like the fact that I have to go through all these different types of ways to try and watch a show. I know that sounds childish or lazy to not want to click on an app or have to go to youtube.com to watch a video. I don't want to do that. I just want to turn my TV on. And again, this is where it sounds completely lazy because I could just put the app on my TV and do that. But they need a better TV deal because they're not getting the eyes on the product. You know what I mean? They still need, cable. Those eyes that puts money into the program. Apps and stuff, those are great too. But what you collect from those isn't much. Trust me, as a YouTuber, I know. And TNA's not pulling, Mr. Beast numbers. No one's pulling Mr. Beast numbers, but I mean, TNA's pulling good YouTube numbers. But again, the pay is different. You have to get, I'm talking a lot of views. A lot of views to where like you're living off of that. And I'm sure TNA is doing that. But, to live off YouTube, it's only a couple of people. How many people are employed by TNA? And to use things like YouTube and apps, that's like pennies on the dollar at that point. It's almost impossible for a company like that to survive off what YouTube pays. But we're going to have to wait and see what TNA has in store for us, the wrestling fans, and for all of you watching and listening at home. When it comes to wrestling news, you can find us at facebook.com/perched on the top rope, where over 20,000 followers are getting their helpful hints, tips, rumors, and news in professional wrestling. I also post some pretty hilarious stuff from time to time. You can also watch awesome interviews, unboxing videos, card breaks, and more at youtube.com/perched on the top rope or youtube.com/perched on the top rope. Now, we are a podcast and we can be heard anywhere and everywhere podcasts are found, from Apple, Spotify, Google, Podbean, Podbay, Red Circle, even YouTube. You name it, we're there. If it's got a podcast platform, you can find Perched on the Top Rope. We are a chartably ranked podcast, by the way. So thank you for all of you out there who listen and tune in. You can find us on TikTok at Perched on the Top Rope. We are on Instagram and Threads with hilarious memes and more. Those are at Perched on the Top Rope Podcast. You can find us on X at Perched Top Rope. We are on twitch.tv/Perched on the Top Rope, where I am playing WWE 2K and Fortnite. So you can go there every Sunday at 8 p.m. and catch me playing the hottest video games and getting my ass kicked. They seem to go hand in hand as you get older, apparently. Anyway, fans, I need you to do one thing. And if you've been listening to the show, you know what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, always remember, spoiler free's the way to be. I'm out.